Yeah, just give me all of the respect. I use your reverence as a reward. They know that I got the power and they looking at me like the source. Take my throne, boy, stop that. I'm on my hill, can't top that. You take this L, yeah, rock that. You know, I never needed a cosign. Yeah, I'm gon' shine. I rock independent, representing like I work for the
I was muted there, but what it do, Knicks Universe? What it do, Knicks Universe? What it do? KOD Nation, stand up. And all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee. Welcome to the new year. This Monday, January 2nd, the first edition of 2023 for the Knicks Morning Brew. It's your guy, Hector, and I'm chilling with my bro, Philip Portito. Philip, what it do, baby? And you muted as well, my guy. We both just being muted right now, bro. What it do, baby? Happy New Year.
I was just about to crack on you, bro. I was just about to crack on you and be like, New Year, you already dusty, can't even get your mic working, and then I'm about to talk.
Boom. There you go.
So,
there you go.
It's all good. Shout out to Kenny Payne. I see Kenny Payne up in the chat.
Kenny Payne, I see you, baby. Before we continue, if you guys are watching this, right, and if it's just your first time tuning in, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you're watching this on a replay, leave a comment in the comment section and let us know what your thought was on this video or any of the topics. If you have a topic that you would like us to talk on the next episode, put it in the comment section and let us know. But Phil, to end 2023, the Knicks closed it out with a win. I understand it was a win against the Houston Rockets, but a win's a win, like we always said, and it's good to close out the old year on a win. So 2022, the door is closed. 2023 is here. What's your expectations going down the line for the rest of this team?
Man, I am happy that we walked away with the W,
right?
Because the Spurs game was very, very painful. And in between our game with Houston, I was also watching the Mavericks and the Spurs game that was kind of happening as well. And watching Luka pull off another, foul line, take and grabbing the rebound again. Kind of just reopened the wound of the few nights before.
Oh, yeah.
So I was really hoping that we walked away with that win. And I'm glad we did, there was honestly, it wasn't great play on the part of our team. Like, if we're honest, it wasn't like we looked like an all-star basketball team out there. But at least we walked away with the W. We didn't have to go into the new year feeling discouraged and depressed like we did the two nights previously. So it was a good win for the fact that it's a win. But it also says a lot about our hopes and expectations going into the new year. I would have liked to go out with a fireworks, we got Tibbs fired, kind of celebration. But that didn't happen. So, now we got to root for different things. So we'll see.
Oh, shout out to my man Trippy OG from VSN Basketball Station. What it do? Happy New Year's, my guy. Salute, bro. Salute and Happy New Year's to the entire VSN Basketball fam. Those is people since day one. But yeah, bro, I can't argue with you with that. It wasn't a over the top win, but at the same time, it was a win when we needed a win. Trying to avoid a 6-game losing streak, trying to turn the momentum around. Julius Randle, what can we say about Julius Randle? In the month of December, Julius Randle has averaged the most points in his entire career. His efficiency is off the chart as well when it comes to his efficiency this month. He's averaging, if I'm not mistaken, 29 points per game, over 10 rebounds per game, and on top of that, about 4 to 5 assists per game. Julius Randle, he's stepping up, and this is exactly what we need for Julius Randle going into 2023. Shout out to Mikey Mazza and the 4 Train Express. What it do, Mikey Mazza? I love that icon you got, baby. Starting off 2023, brand new. I see you. And my brother Jacob, what it do, baby? Salute, 3 capital S's. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. But yeah, Phil, we got a game tonight, right? The Knicks, they got a game tonight, right? And for the rest of this week, we got a game tonight, we got a game Wednesday, and we got a game Friday, right? So Julius Randle, right? Jalen Brunson, he's questionable for tonight, right? But like I said, you got to take our hats off. Shout out to Julius Randle for stepping up, especially these last couple of games that we've been missing Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett. I understand the game against San Antonio, we lost that game, but at the same time, he still stepped up, and he was one of the only signs of offense that we had besides Emmanuel Quickly.
Yeah, I think also the thing that we have to, give flowers to is his stats are what they are this year, even with the poor games that we saw that we were all throwing our hands up, so yeah, he's averaging that, but in the last few games, he's been over 30, per game.
Easy.
And so his stats have been great, seeing him get 6 assists, is kind of like, wow, he's actually, and so there's certain things that obviously I hope for, I don't want to see the dribbles in 2023. I feel like the dribbling into traffic, the jumping in the air to pass situations, I feel like those keep him from being the elite player that he's showing that he can be. So I would like to see more of that, see more of that consistency, more of the passing, and maybe a little bit more, because when you look at his stats, his field goals, within the 3-point line are even higher than outside the 3-point line. So maybe when he's realizing he doesn't have it from 3, cutting back a little bit on the 3-point takes and keeping it inside. And Hector's not laughing at my take. He's laughing at the fact that
I'm not.
Is popping in and out of our StreamYard.
If you guys don't know how the StreamYard setup is, it's myself and Phil on the bottom on our screen, and Jiggaman's there, but he keeps popping in and out because he's supposed to be at a very important interview this morning and a very important conference call as well. But for some reason, he's here messing with me and Phil. Hold on. Damn, he just disappeared. I was about to put him up on the screen.
He's just being a clown right now. So that's why Hector was laughing.
No, but Key, like you said, when it comes to Julius Randle, got to give credit where credit's due. Like I always said, at the beginning of the season, were we criticizing Julius Randle? Yes, but it wasn't that we were criticizing Julius Randle because of Julius Randle. We was criticizing Julius Randle because of this front office and where is the direction of this team going to go? Because if we was a team that was under 500, having a player like Julius Randle on our team didn't make it didn't make sense. So at the beginning of the season, I was one of the first ones to say, listen, let's get Julius out of here and let him go to a situation where he could thrive, because here with the Knicks, it doesn't look like we're going anywhere, and he needs to be in a situation where he could just thrive 100% of the time. So now it's not like we're backtracking on our statements. We're seeing where the team is at right now. We're seeing that, okay, cool, we got a good 9-man rotation. We should make a couple trades to add 1 or 2 pieces to that rotation as well to improve it just a little bit going down the stretch. So when it comes to the Knicks on January 2nd to start the year 2023, we are a couple games over 500, and we got to enjoy this because, one, there is no superstar in this team. This is an entire team effort from the starting lineup to the bench. That's what our team is made up of. And you could say that's, could be New Yorkers' identities. It's not about what's around you, or it's not about what's next to you. It's about you and everyone else that you could bring together to form some type of success.
Yeah. And Chris the Flash, to answer your question, do you still want to trade Randle? It It just depends on where the trajectory of our team is going. That's the big thing, is we do not know what we are trying to do. If we are trying to be a win now or win, next season type of team, and we're trying to just like push our way through and we're going to trade away our assets and just think of like what the Knicks can do these next 2 or 3 seasons, then no, it doesn't really make sense to trade a Randall who is playing well. But if we're looking to try and be a team surrounded by guys like RJ and Grimes and build around them for the next 10 years, then yes, I still think that trading away Randall to maybe get a star for 1 or 2 years, that's contract is done, and then we move on, or we pick up, young players that will continue to grow with our team. Like there's rumors of like a Duarte trade, okay, yeah, that would make sense timeline wise, trajectory wise, skill set wise. Do I just want to trade Randall for the sake of trading Randall? I've never wanted to just trade Randall for the sake of trading Randall. But trajectory wise, if it makes sense, then yes, I'm still open to it. And then I want to pull up something that
go ahead, baby.
That Trippy said, and then you and I can talk a little bit about the game and then get back to the chat. But Trippy said, shout out to IQ. They've been balling. And then he said right here, let IQ start. Shout out to IQ. So here's the thing. I'm not throwing shade at IQ. I think IQ is a good player.
Phenomenal.
I also don't think that he is a polished player that's ready to start, in my opinion. Because you look at that last game, and if you just look at his points, he had 27 points. That's awesome. But you also look at his field goal percentage. He shot 9 of 25. 36%. Against another team that's actually really good, that would be detrimental to us, like with us not doing well on rebounds that game and stuff like that, like being 36% from field goal percentage. That's a lot of chucked up shots. So it's a lot of points, but it's because of a lot of attempts, and only 9 of those attempts really went down. So I think IQ still has some growing to do before he sees a starting role, in my opinion.
Well, when it comes to the amount of shots he took, right, the 25 shots he took, right, let's put that into context, right, because in the game that you're talking about, the only offense that was really coming for any of the players was from Julius and was from IQ. When you look at Julius, how many shots he took 28 shots, right? So it's literally both even. When you don't have no offense, you got to go with the guys that you know is going to score. And that's Julius and both
Julius
are
only
IQ.
did 20 shots.
He only had 20 shots? Was it a game before that it was 28 shots?
Yeah, he was 9 for 20 in that
but you still but you understand what I mean, right? When you have no offense, you got to go with your guys that can gun for the
but we're talking about replacing Grimes. Grimes was 53%.
No, but this is what I'm saying. On our team, right? On our team, could he start on our team with the starting lineup that we have over Jalen Brunson? No, he's not going to start over Jalen Brunson. Over Quentin Grimes, he's not going to start over Quentin Grimes because we need him to control the offense in that second unit. Shout out to my man Jermaine Roysters in the building. Jermaine, Happy New Year as well. Shout out to my man Blood of the Panther as well as in the building. Blood of the Panther, what it do, baby? And of course, the wise and gracious one, Stephen Fox, Uncle Foxy. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to everybody. If you were out with your family, if you were just out having a good time, Happy New Year's. I hope you had a good time. I hope everybody was safe. But yeah, when it comes to the starting lineup, could he start in our starting lineup? No, because he's not going to replace the players that we were just talking about. He's not going to replace RJ Barrett in that starting lineup. He's not going to replace Quentin Grimes because of that defense. And you need IQ in that second unit to run the offense. But if he was on another team, are there teams in this league that Emmanuel Quickley could start? Absolutely. There's about 10 teams that Emmanuel Quickley could be a starter in a starting lineup. 10 teams minimum in this league that he could be a starter in the starting lineup. But with our team, how's it constructed and who's our head coach? No, he's not going to start right now. If we move off a Tom Thibodeau and another head coach that wants to have Jalen Brunson and Emmanuel Quickley in the starting lineup, yeah, that's a conversation to have for another day. But as of right now, in our starting lineup with our coach and the guys in our roster that we have around him, no, he's not going to start on this team.
Yeah. So what did you like? What were some of your takeaways from that last game? Like that pros cons that we can see moving forward, and then we can bounce.
I love seeing what I saw from Julius Randle, right? I love seeing what I saw from Quentin Grimes, right? But for me, it felt like Houston was trying to lose that game, right? like every time Houston was like scoring or getting on a run or like putting something together, a turnover happened. Either a turnover from Porter, either a turnover from someone. And at the same time, they didn't have their center. What's his single, whatever his name is? They didn't have their starting center, right? So we lucked out when it came to that. If we would have lost against the Houston Rockets, that would have been embarrassing if we would have lost against the Houston Rockets. But at the same time, watching that game, it literally felt like Houston was just trying to lose that game, right? I didn't see any competitive nature coming from the side of the Houston Rockets. I understand they're a very young team. When you look at their roster, take Eric Gordon out their roster because Eric Gordon is like 35 years old at this point. But if you take Eric Gordon out from that roster is literally the youngest, if not the youngest team in the entire NBA.
Yeah, and the thing that was crazy about that game is like it seemed like it's weird to actually see a bunch of young talent that has less direction than a Knicks team. Like, you don't really see that very often where you're like, oh, we're the most directionless team. And then you actually play somebody else and you're like, wait a minute, they have absolutely no clue what they're doing or where they're going. Because some of their talent is just mind-boggling. Like, Green is incredible. And if
he's phenomenal.
You put him on another team and like he's easily like on a winning team is going to like shine and make your life a living hell when you play against him. But it just seems like and I think this is where we have to be careful because a lot of like Knicks fans I see are like, yo, we just need to go young. And this is a team that is pretty much just young, except for Papa Gordon. And they're having a hard time, because lack of experience from anybody on the team leads to lack of being able to figure out things that they've learned from experience. These guys haven't learned from experience how to be flexible in certain scenarios. So that to me is like, okay, maybe the completely young idea, we're seeing it play out in Houston and it's not good. Like Houston needs an actual veteran who's got like leading capabilities and talents to pair with these young guys. And so we have that in Jalen Brunson. So that makes me excited to go, okay, maybe we're doing something right. We're not doing a lot of things right, but maybe we're doing something right in the fact that we have someone that can lead our team that is older and more of a veteran, and then pair him with these young guys for the legs, for the athleticism and stuff like that. So that's the one thing I saw in that game was if we had Jalen, I think that would have been like we already won by like 20, but I think it would have been an absolute murder if Jalen Brunson was on the court that night.
Yeah, the final score for the game was 108-88. In that fourth quarter, it started to get embarrassing for the Houston Rockets. But let's look at the line score real quick, right? When it comes to that last game, the only player to hit 40 minutes in that game was Emmanuel Quickley. Julius Randle, 39 minutes, right? So, Emmanuel Quickley is going to run into a wall soon if he doesn't get any rest. When it comes to the rest of the team, Deuce McBride, 35 minutes, but he was 1 of 10 from the field. He's going to have to set that up. He had a bunch of wide open opportunities. Mitchell Robinson, another Mitchell Robinson type of game, 6 points, 12 rebounds. How many blocks he had? He had 3 blocks. So that's a solid game for Mitchell Robinson. When you look at Quentin Grimes was 8 of 15 from the field, 19 points, right? So that was solid. Now let's go to the bench, right? We've seen Ronnie Archie DiNacchino for a couple of minutes towards the end of the game, but Evan Fournier, 20 minutes, 8 points, 2 of 8 from the field. We have an Evan Fournier sighting yet again. And yet again, another game goes by that the Isaiah Hartenstein gets more minutes than Jericho Sims. What are we doing? What are we doing with our bench? There's some trade rumors that's going on that we'll talk about some trade rumors in a little bit. Yep. But bro, from our bench, from our starting lineup, like I said, if Houston was another team, this guy, I was talking. All right, I was talking.
Yeah, but I was just saying Happy New Year. What up, homies?
Happy New Year's, bro. Happy New Year's, baby. What it do?
Not much, man. We had a little scheduling conflict on my end, so the other interview got nixed. So I want to stop by, say what's up, say Happy New Year to you guys in the chat. And nice. Of course, I was listening and chopping it up in the chat. Mm-hmm. I just want to comment on the last game. Yo, did you see that? Like my hat was like green screen. It was in the Matrix. For a second. It was great. Matrix. What up, Foxy in the chat? I see you, bro. Yo, watching that game the other night, it's almost like the Rockets were the Knicks. Did you see how they almost found a way to lose everything on their own?
What, Phil? What did I say when you asked me what was my thoughts on that game? I said the exact same thing. It looked like Houston was just trying to lose the game.
Yeah, it looked like you can go and watch our losing streak recently. That was literally watching the Rockets play the other night against us. Like, it was crazy, right? I was like, oh, so that's what we must look like when we were losing those other games to everybody else, and it looked horrible. I saw Foxy say, did you hear Gordon's comments after the game? He said, we're not playing for each other, and he has seen no development since the start of the season.
Yep.
Those are like words and statements we're hearing about our own self, right? Mm-hmm. Now you can't say it because injuries are forcing us to play all of our guys. Who was it that asked you guys about Julius Randle? Should we trade him?
Oh, that was Trippy, because you know that's a Trippy comment. Shout out to my guy Pudge in the chat. Pudgy Pudge, what it do? What up, Pudge? That was a Trippy comment. You know that's a Trippy comment, bro.
I figured,
but it was.
No, it was somebody else.
Hector's
gonna look for it.
I'm gonna look.
I didn't get to hear what you guys said on that because I was on a phone call, but I saw it pop up on the screen.
No, it wasn't. That was Krista Flash. My bad.
Krista Flash. What up, Krista Flash?
I'm Krista Flash. My name's Krista Flash. I'm Krista Flash.
I'm sure you guys gave your takes on that. I just want to touch on that real quick before I bounce. How? Right? I feel like the answer is like, how? How could you trade Randle right now?
Yeah.
Right? He's playing ridiculous, right? No one's taking away from Randle's game, like all-star level type. Right? No dollar.
Yeah, 2023. No swear.
I'm getting better. Look at that. First day of the year. I just find it crazy because you'll get the biggest return if it was Randle. Right? If you just look at it for what it is, who we have right now available, Randle's going to give you the biggest return with the way he's playing. Mm-hmm. With him playing the way he's playing, I guess this automatically means Obi's got to be on the trade block. I mean, I feel like he always is anyways, but I feel like with the injury and Julius playing the way he is, now they're looking at Obi again like he's another piece that can be used as a trade. Mm-hmm. So I don't say trade him because then we don't win any games, but not trading him also hurts us. We still don't have the answers on what we are as a team.
Blood of the Panther, he has a great comment, like always. He said, you move Randle because he's not on your timeline. He's not good enough to move your timeline up. He's playing well. Move him while he's high. The Suns fan base is clamoring. 100% agree, right? Blood of the Panther. But we got to understand who's this front office. We got to understand who's our head coach, and we got to understand who's the owner of this team when it comes to James Dolan, right? Right now, the Knicks are competing. They're over 500. James Dolan in his front office is going to want to try to win right now. When I mean winning right now, I mean winning and competing for a playoff spot. Not trying to compete for a championship. No, just getting into the ball just so they could get eliminated from the dance. That's what they're worried about. They're not worried about improving these young players or growing through the draft that much. If they have a winning season right now, they're going to stick with it like they did a couple of seasons ago when we was the 4th seed and in the East. When it comes to Randle, he's playing on an all-star level like he was playing a couple of seasons ago, right? Yep. This looks like Randle has matured, has become an adult, and finally found himself. This front office, unless we go on a spiral and lose the next 20 games in a row, they're going to stick with Randall and they're going to run him into the ground until it's not working anymore. So for this season, do I see the Knicks trading Julius Randle? Absolutely not. Could it be? Could they trade him down the line in a season or two if something comes up, like Phil talked about, a disgruntled superstar, somebody wants to move? Yeah, you trade him after the season when his value is high, not during the season when he's trying to rewrite the bad season that was last year.
Yeah. Here's the one scary thing. Someone posted, I don't remember who it was.
Jay Boog, I'm gonna hit your phone, bro, because I'm trying to get you lined up for an interview next week, bro.
I don't know who posted it. I wish I could remember to give credit, but they posted an article that Julius Randle was talking about, like when he got brought over to the Knicks. And it talks about how the front office pretty much told him, like, hey, don't be discouraged on things. Like, we see you. Like, we believe in you. This organization believes in you, and that's why we want to bring you to New York. It's the same front office that brought him here. That said that they were willing to like,
shout out to Kenny Payne.
Yeah, like
it feels that way.
This front office, like they have like a heart connection with RJ Barrett. I mean, with Julius Randle before he even got here. And so someone said, like, hey, they're gonna play it out, and then when they lose in the playoffs, they'll probably try to trade him. Here's the problem: is his value was high before that playoff run where we got destroyed in the playoffs and he didn't show up. Like, do we want to risk that being the case again? Like, is what we've seen going to be the Julius Randle throughout the playoffs? Or is there a chance that we get to the playoffs, he has another down experience in the playoffs, and his value goes back down, and then we're trying to now shop a player who was high earlier and low later? Like, look at Jalen Brunson. Like, the Mavs decided not to buy in on Jalen Brunson early in the season last year when they had a chance to get him on the low. And then at the end, they're competing with the Knicks to actually bring him in the offseason. And so
my thing, bro, is everybody's already starting to talk playoffs, right? And trade deadlines and all that, and talk about Randle in the playoffs. I still expect to see the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde over the next couple of games. Like, I think people, because of the consistency we're seeing, all of a sudden think we're not going to see a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation with Randle. I still believe we get that. And I hate to say it, I think we see it today. Because you got to figure in the back of Jalen's mind, or Julius's mind, he knows the Suns like him. He knows that fan base is, I mean, all over their timeline. Look up anything to do with Suns, and they're all talking about we want Julius Randle. So I feel like tonight's that game. We might get that Dr. Jekyll, because he knows he's gonna go out there trying to put on a show, you know, like his little interview audition for the Suns. And it's either gonna be something that benefits us, or I really believe it's gonna hurt us big time today. And we don't have to wait long because it's a 3:00 game, so we'll find out pretty early today. Okay.
Personally, me, I think it's the total opposite, right? I don't think you'll have the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde game from Julius Randle, because if I'm not mistaken, they're in Phoenix, right? They're not at the Garden, right? Julius Randle plays better on the road. His splits, when you look at his splits home and away, he's averaging close to 30.
But they're home today. They're home.
They're home. We're home. We're in the Garden
games before we go west, I think, right? I think the next two are at the Garden.
No, I thought we was in Phoenix because we was already on the west in Houston. Hold on, let me just double check.
Sure. Okay, yeah, we're home today, and then we're home Wednesday versus Spurs. Then we're on that trip. Yeah, we're at the Garden. What up, Trippy in the chat? We on that.
Yeah,
he said we at the Garden.
We at the Garden. So yeah,
I know because I got to clock in.
And it's an early game too. So you know when it comes to these early games, like Blood of the Panther says, we always lose these early games. But I'm sticking with my point, like I was saying, right? I'm sticking with my point. I'm standing on it. 2 pinky toes. I'm standing on both my pinky toes when I say what I'm going to say.
That's some strong pinkies, bro.
It really is some strong pinkies. Exactly. Big body Benz over here. When it comes to Julius Randle, I think Julius Randle is going to have 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists tonight. Count that. More than 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Count that in for Julius Randle. Because like you say, he's trying to audition for Phoenix.
Right, but that doesn't take away from my point, though. Do you think we walk away with the win, or do we walk away with, yeah, Randall may have a great game, but we still see the Dr. Jekyll, Julius Hyde today?
Well, it all depends because DeAndre Ayton, he's going through it with that head coach and that organization. So it could be a situation where DeAndre Ayton doesn't show up either, and he's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So it all depends what Phoenix throws out there. Could they beat us? Yes, they could beat us.
Is he their version of Julius Randle for their team?
Yeah, he's definitely their version. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, but it's a different situation because ever since Ayton's like amazing season with him and Devin Booker, they didn't want to re-sign him for the amount of money that he was seeking. They only did it because other teams were trying to lock him in. And so it was one of those, we don't really want him, but we also don't want to lose him at this price because then we could trade him later if we need to. And it's never really been a repaired situation since then. So it's a very different situation because here, even when he's playing horribly, Julius Randle is coddled like a little baby and like put up to Thibodeau's teeth and just like taken care of. Yeah, exactly. You know, like mama.
Okay, all right. Let's not do that.
But,
all right.
But that doesn't happen with Ayton. You know, Ayton can play incredible, and he still gets that same kind of treatment. So he kind of wants out. The coach kind of wants him out because he now will get the return on the investment that he wants. So I think it's a different situation when you're playing with a lot of that like animosity on your shoulders as opposed to not. Kind of like the old days of Scottie Pippen when Pippen was playing, you know, for a Bulls team that undervalued him, didn't really care about him, you know, and like you felt that, you know, where he didn't even want to play at times and said, no, I'm not going in.
Right.
So it's a different situation for sure. Like I understand when that happens to Ayton. It's not really understandable when it happens with Julius.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout out to my man Jonathan in the building. Jonathan, what it do? Salute, baby. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna ask because I saw Pudge, right? Hopefully JB plays today. Any updates on injuries yet?
He's still day to day. From the last thing that I got from Ian Begley, the Knicks said that he's still day to day. Let me just check up on Twitter just to get it from Ian Begley.
Yeah,
I heard he was probable out for today from what I read yesterday.
Same, yeah, it's still the same thing from Ian Begley.
And we know RJ's still out because people show up to these things with freaking vampire claws. He went up against Edward Scissorhands in that game and got himself all cut up.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for sure.
Especially when he just started catching fire too. You know what I mean? Like starting to find that groove, that chemistry, the whole fan base gets like, yay! All those ones that were like, trade RJ were starting to come over. And then boom.
RJ is still out. They just said that he's out because of the laceration. He most likely won't be back to around like January 15th, if not January 10th, when it comes to that laceration on his finger. And like you said, Jiggaman, when it comes to RJ, how long is it going to take RJ to ramp it back up into gear?
Exactly.
Because like you said, he was finding himself. He was starting to learn where do they need him. Instead of just parking himself in the corner, waiting for that three ball to come his way, he's driving, he's cutting. He's become a leader in that second unit when he's out there with that second unit. So now we're just like, all right, how long is it going to take for RJ to ramp things back up? But I wanted to ask you guys, and I want to ask the chat as well, because the Knicks are playing the Phoenix Suns today, like we just said, right? Is DeAndre Ayton a player that you're trading for? Would you trade for DeAndre Ayton? Would you trade Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle for DeAndre Ayton? What are you guys doing when it comes to DeAndre Ayton? If that's a trade you're making, let me know in the chat as well.
Go for it, Jigga. Oh, okay. Me personally, yes. If it meant trading Mitchell Robinson, I would do it. Like here's the reason I would do it is Mitch is great. But when it comes to actual like consistency on buckets, I think it's very hard to get actual points, you know, like consistently from Mitch. DeAndre Ayton is a scorer as well. And so do I trade the whole house for him? No, but someone's talking down there about like, Mikal Bridges. If you can add Mikal, yeah. Mikal and DeAndre, and we get Ayton and Bridges, I'm doing it. Like, hands down. Like, you can have Randall and Mitch. Give me Deontay, Ayton, and Mikal Bridges.
Foxy says a big, H
Hell no.
big H no. But this is what I want to
Foxy.
ask you, and I'll throw it to Jiggaman too. Like you said, if you're able to get DeAndre Ayton, right, Mikal Bridges, right, and Cameron Payne for Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and Emmanuel Quickly, are you doing that? Let me know in the chat. Are you doing it for Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and Emmanuel Quickly? Are you trading for DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, and Cameron Payne? Will you do that?
Well, we wait for answers on that. Let's see. Infamous New King in the chat. What's good? Said Luka known for slicing a defense. Now he's slicing on defense too. Edward Scissorhand style. How about Kenny Payne? Kenny, my wife cut her finger, bro. Christmas Eve. ER and all. I'm missing the whole thing. Cut my finger and still threw down a Hall of Fame game on the grill for New Year. Yeah, buddy. All right.
There's many rumors out there. That's why I don't want to get too caught up. But there's some that I would do. I do want Mikal. I'm not 100% needing Ayton at all. But if we can get Bridges, I think that would be great for our team for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I don't know, man. Look, Stephen Fox. If we trade Randall to the Suns, I want Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. Now we upped our wings and two guys that shoot over 40%. And JB and Mikal Villanova, though. Wait, what? I don't understand the Mikal. But yeah, if we could, like you said, if we could get Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson on top of DeAndre Ayton, maybe. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure.
What he was saying there is, where's that take?
He said, no, keep Mitch.
No, keep Mitch. You don't put
money into the five in today's NBA unless you have Jokic. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So what he's saying, JB and Mikal, they're both from Villanova. So
okay.
Tough. Like we would have a
yeah. Copy.
Like offensive players. But yeah, I definitely agree that Mikal Bridges would be great for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So with this rumors, the biggest one I want to ask you guys that I saw this weekend is the Obi to the Pacers rumors.
Where did that come from, bro?
Yeah, like it's all you seen it, right, Phil? All over the internet.
The Pacers
you guys
have
seen
shown
it.
interest in him.
Right. What the heck do we get back from the Pacers that benefits us?
I don't know.
Realistically.
Okay.
People
are saying they want Chris Duarte.
But if the Pacers are,
we were going to draft, period.
But if the Pacers are trying to go young, the reason why they drafted Chris Duarte was one, they're trying to go young, and two, they were trying to bank off his cachet as being a Dominican basketball player and making money from the marketing aspect of things, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be that willing to trade Chris Duarte when one, they're young and they're trying to rebuild, and two, it's Indiana. They're going to have to try to like maximize their market value the best way they can. And the best way they can is having an international player from the Dominican Republic as your number one player selling jerseys on your team.
Yeah. But here's the thing is his stats aren't anything that I'm like crazy willing to trade for. Like homeboy averages like 6.9 points a game and 2 rebounds, like 34% shooting. Like, why am I going to give up Obi Toppin? Like I don't understand why that would even make sense. Yeah, shooting 30%, like not the kind of player that you want to trade for.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's one of those trades that it's doing it just to do it, just so they don't have to hear any more from Knicks World about Obi. But like, that's it.
He's a year old. He's a year older than Obi Toppin. Also, Obi Toppin is 24. He's 25.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't make any sense to make that trade.
Here's the other one, and the only reason I'm bringing these up is I saw somebody. Was it?
It was Mikey Mazza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mazza
what are some of the rumors? The other big one that's picking up a lot of steam. I've got 2 I want to touch on. Should the Knicks trade for Tobias Harris?
No way. Why would we do that? If we trade for Tobias Harris, he's going to be in the starting lineup. What position whose spot he's taking? Is he taking Julius Randle's spot? No. Is he taking RJ Barrett's spot? No. So Quentin Grimes is just being relegated to the bench, is what we're saying. For Tobias Harris, who is a tweener and it's a horrible defender as well. No, he doesn't fit with this team. I'm good on Tobias Harris.
Yeah, no, that whole talk came from, the fact that Tibbs in a post game for some reason decided to mention that Tobias Harris was a great player, and people caught wind to that. I think he's also
you can't say nice things anymore.
I think he's CAA or whatever.
Whatever.
Like I think he's part of that whole crew of CAA agency that. Anyone who's CAA is always a potential for us to go after, apparently. But here's the thing: is there's talks everywhere. Like I see the LaMelo talks. That if Charlotte goes down and they're able to get someone in the draft, and they can trade LaMelo, that they would consider trading LaMelo. Like
that's one of the stupidest things I've. That's if that's
true.
I know Michael Jordan is a bad exec, but he's not that bad of exec that he's going to trade the best player that he had in his organization when it comes to the Charlotte Hornets in the past since they've been in the NBA. LaMelo Ball has been the best player that the Hornets have had in that franchise since they've been in the NBA, since they were a Bobcat, whatever. I love Kemba Walker, right? I adore Kemba Walker. Trust me, I do. But LaMelo Ball, if he stays healthy, is going to be a way better player than Kemba Walker was. Come on.
Yeah, and so people are like, oh, well, they could trade him. And I'm like, if they do tank and they get Victor, like, why would they trade LaMelo? Like having a LaMelo,
you're gonna want to pair Victor and LaMelo, exactly. Yeah, so I don't. It's this time of the season where they're just trying to stir topics up just to stir topics up. You need clicks. You need clicks. You need people to view your articles, and this is what it is. When it comes to let me just fall back just a little bit. When it comes to the Tobias Harris rumors, right? Or when it comes to the Indiana Pacers rumors, because, Indiana, that's a great way that you brought that up because there's rumors about Toppin going to Indiana, but for who? For Miles Turner or like, I just, it makes no sense for me. When it comes to trading for Tobias Harris, like Foxy said, why would we want that contract? Why we're a couple seasons away from Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin being a free agent, right? If we trade for Tobias Harris, why are we trading for a contract that's going to make it harder for us to retain some of our players?
Yeah. I mean, Infamous wrote right here, it would be a desperate move to get more team length on the floor with Harris at the 3. I don't like it. Yeah, I'm not on it either. I feel like we're getting to that point, right? It was just 2 weeks ago, and when I was going back before the new year and doing some of the edits on our videos and updating descriptions and all that on YouTube, it was one of our first episodes where we talked about it's easier for us to sit here and say we know what pieces we want to move and who we're okay getting rid of than it is to say this is who we can take or who we need or who we want, right? Yeah. Everybody can have the dream list of, oh, I want that player. Right? We hear them all. We hear the craziest names in Twitter spaces where you're just like, yeah, of course I'd take that player, but let's be realistic. So, yeah, I think we can sit here and say we finally can, as a fan base, say, okay, this guy can go, this guy can go, this guy can go. But I don't think there's an answer out there yet again, there's not one player out there to me that I can sit here and say changes our projections for the year and makes us a championship team. So it's not worth giving up all this stuff for someone like Tobias. It doesn't make sense to me.
A championship team, yeah, I agree with you on that. There's not a player that I could think of that we could bring that would change our projections to become a championship team. But a player that we could get that would change our projection when it comes to competing for a playoff spot or for going to the second round, Mikal Bridges is that player. If you think about our lineup,
is he by himself though? I feel like every time I hear Mikal's name, it's also, if we bring in so-and-so.
No, I think by himself. I think by himself, adding Mikal Bridges to our team and to our starting lineup, moving RJ back to his natural position as shooting guard, having Mikal Bridges play that small forward spot in our starting lineup, I think will make our team a hell of a lot better because then you can move Quentin Grimes to the bench, to the bench with the secondary players, with the guys coming off the bench with Quickly, with Toppin, with whoever else that we
But
keep.
there's my point, though, bro. And I'm asking you for real because you two are the ones that are all like factual and knowledgeable and take time to do that thing that I hate doing.
I don't do that.
I get dizzy. It's all the letters and stuff. Like even reading the chat right now, like Blood of the Panta. Migraine. Mikel and Brunson have championship. Yes, they do have
though, but they do. But they do.
Well, what I'm saying is we're saying it, and I agree with you. Great. Okay, we bring him in, and I'm asking you and Phil. We keep saying, and then we move this person. It sounds like you're moving everybody. That means we still have all these pieces. If we brought him in, what pieces are gone?
Well, no, like
I want to know. I'm asking for
there's players that we can move, like to get him. Like it or not, we went from being a guard deficient team to the last few games starting 3 guards. Like we have a lot of guards now, and where we're suffering is in that 3 spot. Like we are suffering in that 3 spot because yes, if put in, Grimes can play that or RJ can play that, but both of them thrive in the 2 role more than they do in the 3. But they play that 3 role because we're insufficient in that position. So it's yes, you can do it, but it's not where your greatest accomplishments are going to come from. So if we have someone who is great in that position, which Bridges would be, this is a guy that's shooting 46%. Imagine a 4th person on our starting lineup who can get 15 points a game. That is huge. That is huge to have that 4th option getting 15 points a game. And he's getting these 15 points a game on a team that has a ton of stars. He's got, he's in that position playing with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, he is the 4th on a team that has higher scoring potential than we do, when it comes to their starting lineup. So if Mikhail was to come, that's guaranteed buckets, and I would take that for sure. And he plays hard defense on both ends of the field. Yeah, both ends of the court. Where we suffer with the Villanova mindset with Brunson is Brunson plays hard on both ends, but he's small, so he sometimes gets bully balled by the bigger player. He's got that same Villanova tough DNA, but he's able to be big enough to compete with the other small forwards defensively. So I think he would be huge for us, absolutely huge. That's one trade that when it came up,
and that's in a world now again, but that's in a world now. Julius is gone, right? In that we have Mikhail, he's gone, right? Julius is over there now in this scenario.
Well, that's if we're trading Julius for Mikal. If we trade Julius for Mikal, I want Jay Crowder back. Just so we can either have Obi starting or Jay Crowder starting. Right. That's what we're definitely going to need back. But it's tough, bro, because Julius is having such a fantastic year. It's tough because I love Bridges for one reason and one reason only. And Foxy wrote it right there. That's 7'3" wingspan. Lockdown defense, lockdown D. You can move RJ to the 2 spot to be a bully, like he was for the first couple of seasons at that spot. That's what I'm saying. It just makes sense to have Bridges on this team. If it comes with trading Julius Randle, copy. That means that we're going with Obi Toppin. But I'm not sure if this front office wants to make that move.
Well, it's you said the perfect word, bro. You said it. It makes perfect sense. If it makes perfect sense and seems too good to be true, then the front office is
So this is what I would
perfect sense, and the Knicks do not belong in the same sentence.
How do we fit together in a sentence?
Here's something I'm gonna say, and I hope Twitter roasts me for it because I don't really care.
Wait, hold on. Let me get the camera settings.
Let's set up.
Volume settings. All right, timestamp 49:18.
Lighting good. Lighting is good.
I'm gonna keep Bridges on that small forward position. Okay, I want to keep Obi Toppin coming off the bench, and in the power forward position, I want us to make a move to bring the unicorn back.
Oh,
not
the first episode of 2023, bro.
Not 2023. He wants the KP back.
Oh
I don't really care. Hate on me if you want, but listen to this. All right. We got Jalen Brunson starting lineup. All right. Jalen Brunson.
Not Mingus Porzingis.
Hush your mouth, son. I'll bring that hater icon back. This one will be even better this year. All right?
I'm making my own for you.
So Jalen Brunson. All right.
Fill on the juice.
Y'all can hate. I want my unicorn. I'm on that juice. I don't care. Yeah, that's right. So, some good whiskey. I don't care. Yeah. Jalen Brunson. RJ Barrett, Bridges, Porzingis, and Robinson. What?
Look at, this is where you lose Stephen Fox. This is where you lost Foxy, Phil. Foxy, this is where you lose Phil.
I don't care, Foxy. I love you, brother, but no, y'all ain't gonna tell me that bring in Porzingis. Bro, no, I don't care, bro. Stop. Come on, man. Like, y'all are crazy.
Not Mingus Padingus. I'm good.
You know Phil means it when you get those extra bros in a sentence, bro.
22 points a game, 8.9 rebounds, almost 50% shooting for the year. Like, come on. I don't care if y'all hate on Porzingis because of previous stuff. Ooh, boy. Blood of the Panther, you know I love you, but I hate you right now.
I'd rather just go to the draft. I don't like you. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home.
Yeah, honestly.
So we've established two things in that, Hector. Yeah. One, we established that in 2023, Phil will be drinking before 11 a.m. Okay?
Yeah, if not, he already
Number two, he on that unicorn train. So chat, y'all better be ready. Phil on that train. He threw out 10 bros.
Yeah, you better stop. Yeah, we better. Yeah, you starting to look like Alex Jones over there, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing?
All right. So you know what? Let's talk about it, though, Hector. What are your thoughts on Phil's crazy KP thoughts?
Yo, what are you serious?
All right.
Look at 19 comments. 19 comments that give me Kuzma and Mikal over KP anything. Thank you, bro. Come on.
I'm not saying we don't take Mikal. All right, you guys tell me that with that lineup, regardless of how you feel about Porzingis, that doesn't make us a competing team with starting five.
First of all, what it would do is it would add to the Knicks' budget of hair gel because they're going to need so much hair gel for KP and that slick back. All right, that's one. Secondly, the Knicks. Hold on, number one hater. Hold on. The Knicks don't have enough security guards to hire to make sure that Kristaps Porzingis don't get punched in the face in New York City. They don't have enough security to protect this man. One, he got knocked out a couple of times at One Oak, and the Knicks paid so much money to get rid of that security tape. Two, they're not trying to go through that drama again. I don't think James Dolan is that stupid. He's dumb. He's very dumb, but I don't think he's that stupid to bring that circus show back into town. I'm sorry, but the unicorn has been dehorned.
The only thing I disagree with your statement is you said the line "not that stupid" when referring to our front office.
Yes, that's my name. Hello, my name is Hater.
He got you the upgraded hater graphic for 2020.
Yeah, that's I ain't gonna front. That's a pretty good graphic, bro.
That was pretty good. I was like, I was about to put it on my.
Yeah. That's pretty nice. It's nice.
Blood of the Panther. The Porzingis return video would be hilarious.
Oh man, it would be to that same music that Mellow had. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Yeah.
And he was like a minotaur, right? All of a sudden, the horse.
But it's the Lafayette version. It's the Lafayette version. It's Du Gastas. But no, I don't.
You know, I love our show because I always wait for that moment. When is that moment going to happen where you sit there, you're like, oh, turn this thing off.
Yo, Blood of the Panther, did he coming home to a slick cut, bowl cut player?
19 con man, KP the Christmas donkey.
The donkey. No, I'm good. Bro, first of all, Phil, I have to thank you, right? Because that was a good laugh I had for the past 5 years, right? You bringing up Kristaps Porzingis, it was a good laugh. I needed it, right? Because my acid reflex is acting up, but I needed it. Hold
on. Foxy said the hype video would be 10 seconds long before he's on the injured list.
No. What it is, half of the hype video would be him being taken off of the court by like the medical staff. That's the hype video. They're gonna have him in a stretcher being rolled off of the court. That's the majority of that hype hype video. What you talking about? It works in
All
2K,
right.
Phil. It doesn't work in real life. It works in
This is
2K,
how
but not
you
in
want
real
me to
life.
start my year, huh? This is how you want me to start my year. Just leave that up there. I'm gonna leave.
Phil, don't leave. Don't leave. Perdóname.
Look, Blood said it. Stay on your hill, Phil. It might age well eventually. Die right there, bro. That's it. It's already, you've got the jersey on and everything. You're dying right here.
If it happens, I'm having a show called The Knicks Morning Unicorn, and it's gonna air at the same time as the Knicks Morning Brew. All right, and we're gonna fight for viewership.
That's rude. That's rude. That's just rude. That's just rude and
All
uncalled
right,
for.
that's fine. But everybody will tune in over there because Phil's gonna wear a unicorn thing on his head the entire
That's
show.
only, well, he's wearing a
Here's
butterfly
one
hat
thing.
right now.
It's gonna be a picture of both of you guys with unicorn horns coming out your head.
Oh well, then yeah, you're definitely gonna get better viewership.
I would
I'd
have
watch
rather the
that.
Knicks. I would have rather the Knicks traded for Bobo last year, and I said it last
Bobo
trade
would have been great.
last trade deadline, right? When Bobo was traded first to Detroit, then to Orlando. That's who I wanted the Knicks to go for, was for Bobo. I wanted the Knicks to trade for Bobo so bad it would have cost them a second-round draft pick. Look what Bobo is turning into Orlando. He is turning into the unicorn. That's the true unicorn in Orlando. What Bobo is doing right now, check this out. This is all just a precursor to what Victor Wembanyama is going to do next year. What you guys see Bobo is doing, this is just baby taste. This is just baby steps of what Victor Wembanyama is going to do next year in the NBA, and I can't wait.
Yeah, he's gonna be special for sure.
Yeah, 100%. But
just
segueing away from
Bowl people, he's only averaging 12 points a game as opposed to Kristaps Porzingis' 22. But we're good.
well,
We're good.
Bobo's coming off of the bench, all right? Bobo's coming off of the bench, okay? And Kristaps Porzingis, he's a vampire at the end of the day, okay? All right, he drinks blood, all right? When it look like facts, heck, Victor is a true big. Yeah, he's a true bro. It's crazy that somebody his size has that skill set. It's ridiculous. It's freakish, bro. And I really can't wait for next season for Victor Wembanyama to be in the NBA.
Yeah, he's
for
gonna be
control
fun to watch for sure. He's gonna. Be
I
fun
would
to watch.
love for the Knicks to tank, but the one thing that we know is that this front office is not going to tank. They're not going to go into a full tank. They tried doing that a couple of seasons ago for Zion. It didn't work out, so they're definitely not going to try to do it again. At least
No,
for
we
now.
can't-
Maybe in another
We
10
can't
years.
Tank well. We can't tank well. Like with our luck, we will tank, and we're gonna get third, fourth. You know, like we just don't get that luck, and I think it's. I don't know. I think it's rigged. Whatever.
Yeah, you know, conspiracy theories out the window. You know, you can have your conspiracy theories, but but tonight
We
let's
went
do our
from
previews.
unicorns to conspiracy theories. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some tinfoil.
Exactly. I ran out. I just put in a Target oil or order for some aluminum foil. But tonight's game, let's talk about predictions for tonight's game before we dip
This
out.
afternoon,
Right,
3 hours.
this
from now.
afternoon. I'm sorry, in 3 hours. This afternoon, I get so confused from the time. But this afternoon at 3:00, Knicks versus Suns. Do you think, since it's not 12 o'clock in the afternoon, since it's 3, the Knicks can finally show up for a day game? What's your thoughts on this, bro?
Honestly, it's kind of weird because when you think of like the teams, like you would go, oh, of course we're gonna lose. Of course we're gonna lose to the Suns. You know, like, but the Suns are only like 20-17 compared to like our record. I think they're only like they only have one more win than we do. You know,
I'll tell you right now. Yeah, they're 20-17. We're 19-18.
Yeah, you know, so that's just so weird to think, you know, that team is where they're at. But that just shows that there's dysfunction happening within the organization. You know, someone said it earlier. Mikal Bridges called out DeAndre Ayton. Well, that's cool to see that kind of bark in a younger player, but for them, that's not cool. You know, like it's obviously showing on the court. You know, because on paper, you put those players on paper and you go, oh yeah, the Suns should be way higher than they are, you know, but it's actually the opposite. We seem that we're way higher than people thought that we should be, and they're a lot lower than what we all expected them to be. So I think it'll be a good game. You know, with Jalen and RJ out though, I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be hard. I don't think the starting lineup that we've been going with is going to work. I don't think Isaiah Hartenstein playing defense on DeAndre Ayton is going to work.
No.
So unless we see more Sims than we do Hartenstein, unless we figure out something else. Oh, no Devin
Booker today. That's a good one.
Switches things up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That could be, so it should be down to the wire then if there's no Devin Booker. Because I feel like Devin Booker would eat our team alive without, RJ and Jalen there to.
Oh, hold on. Wait 1 second. 19 con man. If the Orlando Magic, if they get Victor Wembanyama and compare him with Banchero, with Bobo coming off of the bench, bro, Orlando is going to be scary for some years to come. If that was to happen, listen, they could run up a lineup. They could run out a lineup with Victor at the 5, or Bobo at the 5, Victor at the 4, and Banchero at the 3. That would be scary, bro. But yeah, no Devin Booker today. That makes our odds a little bit better. But like you said, no Jalen, no RJ Barrett for the time being when it comes to Jalen Brunson. I just want us to be competitive. Let's just go out there, be competitive. No mistakes. No, lazy offense, no turnovers. I just want them to be competitive. When it comes to the bench unit, Deuce McBride, he was 1 for 10 the last game. Let's see him turn that up. Let's see him knock down some open threes because he had a bunch of open threes that he missed. Let's see Deuce McBride turn up today, coming off of the bench. For me,
yeah, I think that's the hard part. Is his shooting has been rough these last few games out of McBride, like real rough. Like it's been hard to watch some of these shots. And we need efficiency from quickly today, efficiency from quickly, because if we miss that many points, that's possible buckets from a Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges, a kind of trio. So we definitely got to be careful with that. So I'm hoping it goes down to the wire, and I'm hoping we come out on top. Because it would be nice to get that next win and get back to the 7th, spot. I don't like us being all the way down 8.
Yeah.
It's just not comfortable, especially because at any point in time, the Hawks can get it together and start making a push back up.
We don't.
Trey.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we don't know that drama that's going on with Trae Young. And, there's rumors that the Hawks are looking to trade Trae Young. So we don't know what's going to wind up happening with that situation. But, yeah, agree with you. Let's see what happens today. Let's get this win so we can move back up in the standings. Let's try to sit anywhere from 6 to 5. I understand that's maybe a little bit difficult with the people that's ahead of us, but let's try to get at least to the 6th spot in the East. But, Phil, any last words before we dip out, brother?
No, man, I appreciate you guys all. I love being able to just joke and have a good time. Knowing that
good laugh in the morning.
Are always, good peoples and
100%.
The consistent, supporters that we have. We're so thankful for you guys, and we're looking forward to growing this channel and doing big things this year. We got a lot of stuff in the pipelines. So we just thank you guys. We ask that you guys continue to support, whether it's throwing out a tweet, inviting some friends, tagging some friends to come join the channel. I would love to see, the live chat get to, 60 to 80 people in the chat where we're all just kind of building this Knicks community together. I know there's a lot of content out there, so let's just continue to support each other. And if there's anything like, Heck said earlier, anything you want us to talk about, or any people that you think have a voice that you want us to reach out to and have on the channel as a guest, we're open. We really want to get some reporters in this year and some other, names. So anything that you guys have that you want to send our way, let us know. We do have our guys, Smooth and Cassius, coming on the 13th from Knicks Players Club. And we're really looking forward to that. Great guys who have been doing a great job on Twitter Spaces. So anything you guys want to see, let us know how we can continue to improve this and make this your guys' show.
And if this is your first time tuning in, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, but also go back and check the interviews that we already had. You know, we had Jerry Ferrara on the show, which was an amazing episode, right? We had Ja Rule on the show, which was another amazing episode. So go back into the archives. Go back and check Knicks Morning Brew, because we're 25, 26 episodes in, but we already had a bunch of great interviews. So go check those interviews out, right? Keep on rocking with us over here at the Knicks Morning Brew. Shout out to my man, Eric Rollis. I'll do the roll call in a sec. But just like my man, Jiggaman Porto said, we appreciate your support. We cannot wait to grow with you all. Thank you for sharing Knicks Morning Brew with your friends in 2023. Absolutely. Shout out to my man, Infamous New King. This is somebody, when I was over at For the Love of the Game, somebody that was a regular in the chat. Somebody that's a regular in the Blorence Tears family as well. Jonathan, salute to you, my guy. Happy 2023. Blood of the Panther. We love Blood of the Panther, going back and forth with him. And, of course, the fly man, the sly guy himself, Stephen Fox. Foxy, what it do? 19 comment, another one when I was over at For the Love of the Game. Salute to you, my guy. And, of course, Jay Boogie, the one and only Jay Boogie. The Knicks legend himself, Kenny Payne, is in the building. My man, Kenny Payne. So shout out to everybody who's been supporting us since day one. Like I said, Jay Boogie. And, of course, the VSN Basketball Network, my man, Trippy OG, Mikey Mazza, and the 4-Train Express. My man, Jacob. Jacob comes over from NYY News TV. But we appreciate everybody. We're trying to grow, and trust us. We got some great news going to be dropping within the next couple of weeks. So just tune in. Fabulous Phil, take us out, baby.
Yes, thank you guys. As always, shout out to all of our sponsors. Look in the link, whether it's Playbook or Homage or, Frizzy. There's a ton of people that have been so supportive to us in this short period of time that we've been able to create this show. So thankful for them. Check out all their links in the descriptions. I want to give a shout out to my homies at Blue Run. They're not a sponsor. They're just a really dope whiskey company that's been good friends. So if you like whiskey, check them out. But yeah, I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for my boy Heck. He's straight up like become family. Shout out to my actual brother Jiggaman. And we're looking forward to what we have this year. And we thank you guys. That's I can't say that enough. That we thank you guys for your support. And once again, let's keep building. Find us individually on Instagram and Twitter. Let's build an actual relationship. We want you guys not to just be viewers, but Knicks family. So let's get that W tonight. Let's blow up those Twitter spaces, all of us, after the show, and hope we have good things to say. So thank you all so much. And until Wednesday, we out.
Peace out, baby. What it do, Nick Nation? What it do? KOD Universe, stand up. And all you DJs, wake up and get your coffee.
I'ma slam on these goats like I'm John Starks. I'ma slam on these